followed by Lynette Sue Betty.
Swear you in, sir? Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth in this matter?
My name is Pono. Does that say enough to you?
Following some procedures here, that's all. You state your name and your address.
My name is Pono Aloha. Yeah. What I say is my truth. Okay? Aloha. My name is Pono Aloha, and I really question what the hell gives you the jurisdiction to rule over our legally occupied island. You show me the treaty that turns it over to the USA. Then we can talk. Until then, every one of you is continuously manifest destiny against the flag, against our island, against our Nakamawoli. You guys are all held as genocide of our race, of our island. You guys are raping our resources. You guys are prostituting our culture. What kind of pride are you taking back? And you're continuing this in Iraq and around the world. This is the HEVA program that the USA is made of. USA, home of greed, land of slaves. AO.
Any questions?
Kaminoi Kalaki, followed by Lucy Gay.
You swear to tell the truth in this matter? State your name and your address.
Paulette Kaanui Kalekini. I live at 89107 Nanaikala, I strongly oppose the rezoning of the Tropic Land Company from ag to industrial. Sections of this parcel are designated preservation lands. State laws require that these preservation lands be protected. The state must and should protect the cultural resources of these lands. Presently, Tropic Land Company does not have a permit to operate any business on these lands. Yet Tropic Land Company has allowed for the desecration of parts of this preservation sites. They mined and allowed and sold Pohaku to Walmart Company on Keamoku Street to build an ahu for a burial site there. And they also sold Pohaku from this island and sold it to private landowners on Royal Summit. I totally disagree to that. They have totally desecrated our island and sacred sites. And to this, I would prefer that Tropic Land Company not be allowed to have a permit to operate their business. And I think preventing the rezoning of this land from ag to industrial will prevent stuff like this. I mean, the desecration of our island will just continue if this is allowed, and they can go and operate their business someplace else.
It's 30 seconds.
You know what, and that's another thing that's irritating me about how, you guys call out our people to come and speak for our Na'au for something that is very important. Land issues for Native Hawaiians are very important. Okay, so when we come out and speak from our Na'au to protect our Aina, do not give us a time constraint. Okay, I'm sick and tired of that. 2 minutes here, 3 minutes there. The military gives us time constraints, the city does, and now you guys. This is a very important issue for Native Hawaiians concerning our Aina, concerning the future of our ohana, of our keiki. So I totally resent that. So you guys gotta rethink this. And now when we come out to speak from our Na'au, do not give us any kind of constraint. Mahalo.
Okay, ma'am, let me see if the parties have any questions for you.
No questions.
Commissioners, thank you for your testimony. For the tell the truth in this matter, you can state your name and your address.
My name is Shelly Moneoka. I live at 46-142 Humu Place, Kaneohe, Hawaii 96744. Aloha everybody. Mahalo for the opportunity to testify on this important issue. I'm here today to testify in opposition to the rezoning of this parcel from ag to urban. A few months ago, I and a few others went door knocking along Hakimo Road, which is the road that will potentially be affected by over 400 trucks an hour if this parcel is developed. Of all the homes we visited, we did not find a single person who knew about the proposals And then when we informed them about the proposal, we didn't find a single person who was in support of it. And I just want to also re-highlight the earlier 1,000 people who signed the petition and said that they did not want this parcel to be developed. I apologize, my testimony is kind of jumping all over the place. I wanted to talk briefly about PBT and West Wahoo aggregate, which I believe may be used to justify an urban classification for the area, seeing that there's other urban uses. And I think it's important to note that those are results of spot zoning and that they should not be used to justify other bad development because they should not have been there in the first place. Yeah. I think we're all fighting the stereotype that Waianae is too hot and too dry to farm. But after spending time in the area, two things became evident. Number one, the climate in the backs of the valleys are worlds apart from the conditions we see along Farrington Highway. I think even on your site visit to the property, you experience the rain that falls in the back of the valley. Secondly, when visiting the surrounding area, we see that there are many farms up and running despite the dry conditions. I think there's a perception that there's no future in agriculture in Hawaii, and I disagree. I can personally think of 6 unrelated friends of mine who are young people who are actively pursuing farming as a profession. In addition to that, we know that Ma'o Farms is operating in the same valley, large acreage, organic farming, yeah, and we also know that they're fostering in young people the knowledge and the desire and passion to farm, and they're going to need parcels in the next coming years to continue this practice. In addition to that, I've also worked with Aipohaku, which is a program in Waianae Intermediate School that also talks about the importance of growing our own food, as well as with Onipala na Huikalo and the Hawaii Farmers Union, all organizations that are concerned with food security and food sovereignty issues in Hawaii. Moreover, I've also worked on organizing a food sovereignty conference just a few months ago, and over 300 people attended that. And this is the 5th annual conference we've had. There's other conferences on other islands too, and I mention this only to say that this is a really important and big issue that many people are concerned about. It's not just a few of us. Yeah. Lastly, I just wanted to say that quite frankly, I think it's a little bit cruel to dangle jobs in front of a community that we know is struggling with poverty. And I think it's important to note that agriculture too creates jobs without poisoning land. And I think we can reframe the way we look at economic development and know that agriculture is also economic development. Yeah. So without poisoning the resources in the area. I think that's it. Mahalo.
Parties have any questions for the
No questions.
Hearing none, commissioners. Commissioner Bessie.
Thank you for the testimony. Just a couple of questions. The friends that you mentioned, where do they farm?
They farm all over. Lualualei, Keia, Big Island. Yeah, sorry, off the top of the head, that's what I think. Oh, Kalihi also, yeah.
Okay. And what crops do they farm?
Kalo, vegetables, and by vegetables I mean non-traditional Hawaiian foods, so lettuce and regular I don't know how to classify those foods. Yeah.
And are they commercial farmers?
I couldn't say with certainty, but they are selling. But I don't know.
Love one another. It's plain to see. This land is here for you and me. Keep wine lands in wine hands, yeah. Keep wine lands in wine hands, yeah. On the road. ma. Yeah, ukaina ikapono.